Hello and welcome everybody. In this brief video, I'm going to give you a basic introduction to the EC3 tool. If you're not already aware of this tool, it stands for Embodied Carbon in Construction Calculator. It's a free and easy to use tool that allows benchmarking, assessment, and reductions in embodied carbon focused on the upfront supply chain emissions of construction materials. And it's uh, offered through building transparency. It's something that can be very useful for project teams on the design side. It can be used for material comparison and selection. It can be used for whole building embodied carbon benchmarking, specification support as you're going through developing your technical specs for a project. It's also really handy when you're going through LEED certification or other third-party green building certification programs where you need to pull uh, environmental product declarations and get other information on embodied carbon. It's going to position your team for early stage design carbon budgeting, and it's one of the best resources available currently for any such work that as you go from concept and design development, you start to get into the procurement stage. EC3 is very handy, and it will actually work well with if you're, say, developing a tally model and there's some operability out of Tally into EC3 as well. So you can go beyond designing with broad-based industry averages and get into some particulars. So this is the landing page. It is a completely online tool. And once you log in, you're going to see a screen that looks much like this. And there's actually a little overview that you can click into. I won't take the time for that now, but it will walk you through this web-based interface that you see here. I'm actually going to draw your attention to the left side, these menu items over here. And you can see some of this is really uh, developed towards bidding and procurement. You can actually contribute EPDs, environmental product declarations, to the database, and you can plan and compare projects even at the uh, project level, at the building level, and start to actually build your own database. This will help you go beyond those design assumptions and get into the specifics of your building project. So a pretty extraordinary tool in that regard. I'm going to help you navigate some of the basic functionality as an entry-level user and as a designer who may be wanting to use this tool to get information on embodied carbon for building products and materials. So for that, you'll use this first menu item here, find and compare materials. I can drop this down. I'll collapse concrete again. And what you see here is information organized roughly around the CSI master format. So if you're familiar with specifications and how information is organized in your technical specs, this will look very familiar to you. And so I could pick something, I don't know, we could pick something here, sheathing, and drop this down, look at gypsum sheathing. Notice here, just diagram starts to expand. I can continue to, I mean, you can go through this and go through the menu this way, but I'm going to actually, for this example, I'll click into gypsum sheathing and notice it's yelling at me, hey, we got EPDs over here. So I can go into this, and here you can see your CSI master format division number, gypsum sheathing, and I can now search by properties. And it gives me a few different key properties that I can get a drop-down menu. Let's say I'm looking for type X gypsum, and I'll go with, say, 5/8 inch thickness and paper face. And then I can hit search, and it's going to give me kilograms of CO2 equivalent in a box plot here. Oh, that did not work. It should look something like this. Not sure why that didn't develop. Let me refresh that. So we'll give it a few seconds. I don't mind when we run into some of this clunkiness on some of these demos because you're going to experience this yourself. And so this allows me to show you how to work back through some of that. So maybe I was too specific. I'll just stick with my type X. Let's just search from there. So this is a database that's being built. Yeah, I was probably just too specific. Um, so you look through this box plot. It's going to tell you for type X gypsum in general. So again, if that didn't generate for some reason, you may have got too specific with your performance specifications that you were indicating. And so when I back up a bit, I'm just going to look at type X gypsum in general, and you can see the EC3 database baseline, what would be a conservative approximation of the kilograms of CO2. And notice this is per square foot. So that's something that you should always be aware of. Ideally, that would, since it's kilograms, stick with your SI units, that'd be per square meter, but be that as it were, just be mindful of your units. So as we go down here, you can see these statistics. There are 8 product level EPDs in the database, 1 industry level EPD in the database, an overall average for type X gypsum of 0.475 kilograms of CO2 equivalent again, per square foot. A conservative number would be 0.564 and achievable. How low can you go? Perhaps as low as 0.369. So when I drop down the industry EPDs, that's the industry-based EPD. It's that one right there. It's listed here. If I want to look for these 8 product-specific EPDs, those are all listed here. And you can see here in no particular order, I will just pick one. Let's see here, gypsum sheathing board, US gypsum, sheetrock. I'll just go with this and click details, and it's going to give me some additional information. It's going to show this selected material compared to what we had filtered per this search. You can go back. I can close that. So this is part of that utilization, right? Use gypsum board, you see 1/2 inch. I was before up above, you have to look at what you were actually selecting. That was 1 inch thick. This is 1/2 inch, Gold Bond, EXP, Fire Shield. That's the shaft liner you'd see with elevators. And so I could go with my default 5/8 inch. Let's just look at that one. You can see how that product is relative to the overall broad-based search. And so you can see that the specifics of what you're looking for will sway things quite a bit. Because this is kind of broad-based parameters, and then this is where we get into the particulars, and not all of these products here, when you get into some of these specifics, you can already tell by thickness, by application, they're not apples to apples comparison. So you really got to be careful about what you're selecting. I'm just doing a very basic search and showing you how to arrive to information you're looking for. So let's go with this gypsum sheathing board, US gypsum 5/8 inch type X. I'm going to hit the open button. It's going to give me a breakout of this product EPD, and you can see the information listed here. More descriptive because there's just more room for that product name to show. You can see the embodied carbon impact interface. It's got the uncertainty factor. This is, again, just working with EPDs for real products in the real world here, everybody. So you got there's an uncertainty factor with some of this. A product description, if you need to read a bit further, and you can actually send a shareable link of this to someone else if you'd like. It's got published EPDs up here. You can actually download the EPD by clicking that icon, and it will pull that up. So you can click that, and it will bring that information up. I will actually need to put that information over here. Switch it over so you can see it. Okay, so This is for that US gypsum product. You can get into all that information. So it just links the EPD right there in the spot where you can get to it. Becomes really handy for you. And tell all the information, flip through. If you're really into EPDs, have at it. It's got all your information. Get to your embodied carbon info there, across the different stages. So it becomes very, very useful. So that is a quick run through that gives you some basics to the EC3 tool. Insofar as a beginning level user may want to use it to look up EPDs and compare products and their posted EPDs relative to what you might expect to see more broadly for that product type in the marketplace today. So I hope this quick little introductory video is helpful, and good luck with your pursuits to lower embodied carbon.